We are with Steve Newen. He is with Hackman Financial, and he's been gracious enough to spend some time with us. The purpose of these news channels, I feel like, is to induce fear.
Yes.
So then you have to come and say, as a financial advisor, have to come and put those fears at rest. Because let's be honest, it's probably not as bad as those major TV markets are making it. We'll survive it. We survived the last one. We'll survive this one. You just gotta get through it. But how are you coaching? How are you advising your clients on either what to do or, hey, this is not as maybe bad as it seems?
Yeah, I think in the world of finance, we can't predict the future.
Right.
But what we can do is study the past. And so a lot of my discussions with clients to kind of keep them grounded and balanced, quite frankly, is a discussion of historical data. And history says we couldn't keep running the way we were running market-wise. History also says as inflation rises the way it is, we have to take care of it. So both of which are kind of occurring. We had a correction, and then now we have inflation. And so now we're trying to fix inflation. Some things that are events that are not predictable, that are non-historical basis, like COVID, are certainly in play. But to say that it was the only responsible thing for why the markets are where they are is actually not true.
Okay.
To say that we should have responded better would probably also be true. But what I always tell folks is an understanding of history over time. If you take the market over time or the economy over time, there is a pendulum concept. It rolls one direction and then it swings the other direction, just like our politics to some degree. And so if you are patient with time, if you have time on your hands, there's really not a worry per se of your investment accounts. If you are retiring and you had to balance cash flow, well, that's where one of us comes in to help you balance the risk with the cash flow.
You mentioned fix inflation. How do you fix inflation?
Fixed inflation is, you can't ever control, I take that back, you can't ever stop inflation. Inflation will always fluctuate and will always move with the money supply. And that's why every year it still goes up 2 to 3%, no matter what we do.
Okay.
When I say the fixed inflation, I mean put it back to where we have seen it in history and maintain it there, because then all the other economics kind of balance itself out.
Can you give an example of what is done for that to happen?
I think what we're doing right now is really important. So raising interest rates.
Okay.
And the reason why that's something that people don't probably understand why that happens is if you raise interest rates, growth companies can't borrow as much. If they can't borrow as much, then they can't grow as much in terms of causing or charging more or those types of things. So you end up in a position where the economy actually slows because of it. And you need the economy to slow down. And that's why we have 2 quarters of recession, 2 quarters in a row of contraction, which is also known as a recession.
Are you sure?
Yeah, well,
I'm hearing differently at the podium.
No matter how we like to redefine history, it's still history. And so call it what you may. It is a recession because it's 2 contractions within 2 quarters. So from that perspective, we need that actually. That actually is what controls inflation.
No one likes to go backwards, right? I mean, it kind of maybe feels that way, but really we have to go through this if we want to go forward. We
do. And that's why there are such things as in the investment world, there's bear and bull markets. That's why everything we do has balances and checks and balances in there. The reality is some things can't grow that quickly and be healthy. It's no different than when you try to lose weight. When you try to lose weight, you do it through balance, and that's actually what maintains itself. Rather than fad diets or I'm going to intermittent fast today or I'm going to stop you in this, and then it doesn't last. So the reality is the balance of the world, in my opinion, always requires these checks and balances.
Yeah.
My name is Steve Newen. I'm a partner at Hackman Financial, and we are a financial advising firm. We're independent registered investment advisors. So you can reach me at 513-891-5300.